If you're thinking about making the move to Incline Village, Lake Tahoe, Nevada, and you want to get all the information you need to make that move, then this video is for you, because today I'm going to talk about the market update. So stick around. I hope you'll appreciate this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Living in Tahoe. Today we have a real estate market update for spring of 2025. Let's talk about what's going on the sales in the real estate world and where we think we might go in the next 12 months. It's an interesting time economically right now. We've had the tariffs just put into place, so it seems like a lot of people are unsure of what's going on. There's some panicking, some fear I've heard in the news. And hopefully you're not one of those people. Hopefully you're one of those people who's not reactionary like me, where you just want to say, let's see what happens. I don't need to cash out my stock account, my retirement account right now. Let's just see what happens in the next few months. Hopefully things turn around from where they are, right? All right, so let's take a look at what's going on in the real estate market for the Nevada side of Lake Tahoe. This is an interesting graph. I really like this. This is for the North Shore on the Nevada side of Lake Tahoe, Incline Village in Crystal Bay. And as you can see, if we look towards back in 2016, 2017, 2018, we're normally averaging around 430 sales. Then we went down a little bit in 2019, and then boom, during COVID, everybody wanted to move to Tahoe. It's so beautiful and healthy here. I could see if you were in a city and you thought there was this big plague going on, you'd want to get out of the city, which is a smart move in my book. Actually, moving to Tahoe itself is a smart move in my book. So we had 626 sales, which is great, quite a bit higher than our average. And then the next year we went down right around our average, and then we dropped way down the last couple of years, which was tough. Not nearly as number of sales. Real estate was a difficult couple of years here. And then last year, 2024, we finally had more sales than the previous year, the first time in 4 years that happened. So great job. And let's see what's going on now. So in the last 12 months, so in going back to April of 2024, we actually had 262 sales. So that's pretty exciting. We're right on track to have more sales. We'll see if we can beat that 273. Maybe we can get up to 300 sales this year. That would be great. But looking at the monthly basis in Incline Village and Crystal Bay in February, we had 5 sales for $2,550,000, which is great. That's a pretty high median sales price. So let's look at what happened in March with 6 closed sales. So not a big difference in the number of sales, although the median sales price was significantly lower. So if you look at that, you'll see that the lower price properties were selling quite a bit more, although we only had 6. So it's not really that great of a statistics. If you only have 6 sales, 1 or 2 sales can really skew that mark. So let's look at what happened the previous year. So March of 2024, where were we? Remember, this is the year where we had 273 sales. We had 7 sales close in March with a median sales price of 2.45. and an active inventory of 50 homes. So interesting stats, kind of bouncing all over. But again, when you only have a handful of sales, it's real easy for those stats to change. So, and that is residential. So let's look at what's going on. If we click on the condominium sales in February, we had 7 closed sales for condominiums at a median sales price of $1,050,000. Pretty nice. And then 44 active listings, which is great. And then if we go to March, we actually had 1 more sale, but then look at the price. The median sales price went down. So we had more sales by 1, but the median sales price went down significantly over, close to $200,000. Trying to do the math in my head here on the fly. That is not $200,000, but $190,000. Anyway, let's get on to the next slide before you guys check my math for me. So what happened in March of 2024, if we go back 12 months, we had 9 sales. So again, we had more sales last year than this spring, but the sales price was even lower at $700,000. So interesting statistics for the North Shore of Lake Tahoe on the Nevada side. But let's look at the south shore of Nevada. This is State Line, Glenbrook, and Zephyr Cove. So February, the median sales price was 1.7, and we had 5 sales in February. Interesting month. 31 homes on the market. And then if we skip ahead to March, so last month, the median sales price was 1,655, and we had 6 sales. So very consistent there. With that, again, 33 properties on the market, so that's pretty much a wash. But if we go back to a year ago, we actually had 9 sales, which is pretty good. That's a good month. But look at the median sales price went down. So we had lower price properties selling and more of them. So interesting stats there. So these are the residential sales. And then if we look at the condominiums for Glenbrook, State Line, and Zephyr Cove, this is on the south shore of Lake Tahoe. So February of 2025, we only had 1 sale, 1 condominium sale, and it sold for $586,000. We did have 52 properties on the market. 1 sale, not very good though. Not very happy with that. But next month, bam, we bounced back with 6 sales in March. And look at the price. So that's interesting. We had quite a bit more sales and the sales price went up. So good statistics. Hopefully you were one of those buyers that got one of those great properties in Glenbrook, Zephyr Cove, or State Line, Nevada. But what about if we go back a year ago? So a year ago, it wasn't much different, pretty similar median sales price, but we did have 1 more sale a year ago with the condominiums in State Line, Zephyr Cove, and Glenbrook. So let me know what you think. If you have any ideas, where is the market gonna go? Oh, that's $1 million question, right? Do you think it's gonna go up? Do you think it's gonna go down? And I mean, looking at those stats, it does look like the market is kind of sideways, kind of coming up a little bit. I think the prices have gone down a little bit. I'm looking at the prices. You know, it's kind of easy in some of the condominium complexes where most of the properties are very similar. There might be a little bit of updating in one. Some of them might be a little original, but all in all, the floor plans and everything are the same. So that gives me an idea of what the prices are doing. And they have gone down probably 10% in the last year. It's so hard to get an accurate number with the stats because when you only have a handful of sales, it's not really accurate. If you sell 1 house for $4 million and you sell 4 more houses for $1 million, it's really going to skew the numbers. So looking at those complexes where you have quite a few of the properties that are very, very similar, it gives me an idea of what the market is doing. I've got a nice big townhome closing tomorrow for over $2 million. And but the others in the complex have sat there, so they haven't even gone in escrow. So interesting market. I think there's some good opportunities for you if you're looking to purchase on the Nevada side of Lake Tahoe. And everybody up here is happy, even if their properties may be going, because they're not paying state income tax. That's right. In Nevada, we do not have a state income tax. So even if people's properties aren't going up in value in the last year, which is a shame, but it happens sometimes, because they have gone up in value. Actually, the people that I'm selling their place tomorrow, they paid $1 million for that property less than 10 years ago. So they've done really well. They're very happy, and they're not leaving Tahoe. They just upgraded to a big house. So all in all, that's very good. Everybody's happy there, but interesting to see what's going to happen in the market. I would love to get your comments. If you would like to leave some comments below and let me know what you think. And if you think it's too expensive, I hear that a lot, but when you're saving, 10, 13, 14% on your income and you have a very large income, it's actually cheaper to live on the Nevada side of Lake Tahoe than on the California side. So thank you so much. Tahoe Tony here checking out. Thank you for watching my video. I love when you guys watch my video. I love when you leave comments. And if you want to subscribe, click on the button and then click on the bell and you'll be notified when I put out another great video like this about what it's like to live in Tahoe, what the houses are like, what the restaurants are like, what the beaches are like. I mean, look at how beautiful picture of the lake, right? Why would you not want to live here?